The road to UFC Ultimate Fighting Championship is one of the most grueling in all of sports. For Georges St-Pierre, the journey started with karate at the age of 7. His rise to the top of mixed martial arts has led him to multiple welterweight titles and one of the longest combined title streaks in UFC history. He left at the top of his game in 2013, branching off into businesses based on his success in the octagon. And now he's poised for a big payday in his return to the world of MMA.
One of the interesting things, and we talk about this on the Business Channel sometimes, I mean, you've had so many amazing things happening in your life. So this idea of the comeback in some ways maybe was delayed because you've been doing so much stuff. Maybe kind of tell us about the journey that you've been on.
Well, it was also my agency and UFC couldn't get along. It was not my fight, it was the fight of the agency with lawyers and stuff like that. So, but people ask me, why would you come back? It's a lot of risk. It's a bigger the risk, bigger the reward. And why would I not come back? Why would I think about it? I'm fighting in Madison Square Garden, which is a medical place in New York for the highest stage, you know, UFC world title in a title weight class that I never competed before, something that I never done. If I'm able to do that, it will be good for my legacy. So I think I would be a fool to not do it. You know, I'm in my prime right now, and I think I should do it right now.
You use that word legacy. Just looking back at the evolution of MMA and the marketing and the role that you played in putting this on the map globally, have you been able to take some of those lessons learned and incorporate them into some of your other business dealings?
Well, MMA is pretty unique on itself. You know, I've matured a lot in terms of an athlete. You know, like now I know more how to deal with my brand and all that stuff. You know, like a lot of stuff that I didn't understand when I was younger, now that I understand now. And it's important because the brand, it takes a whole life to build it, and it takes 2 seconds to destroy it.
And it's constantly changing. I mean, even in your book, you talk a lot about innovation. We hear that word innovation with Silicon Valley and all the technology companies, but you use that in your life and your business career as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's you know, for me, it's very easy because I'm authentic. You know, a lot of guys, they try to put a character in as they're fighting. I don't put a character. What you see is who I am. Of course, there's my personal life, the side of me that is personal, but there's the GSP. There's Georges St-Pierre and GSP, but it's the same person. You know, he just doesn't show certain things of his life, so I don't have to play a game. And my brand is who I am. I'm not an arrogant person. I don't try to sell up the fight because that's not who I am, and I'm not good at it. So I just stay myself.
That thinking seems to align with a lot of the business opportunities, the marketing you do. You know, when people look at what might be an endorsement opportunity, or maybe you become an investor in a company, most of the businesses you've aligned yourself with seem to be similar, whether it's fitness or fashion.
You try to partner with business that have the same view, that represent your type of character. If you're an extravagant person, you're gonna try to go with an extravagant brand, you know, to partner with. You know, if my brand, the way I am, I try to partner myself with the same thing. Like Under Armour, for example, you know, it's same. They have the same idea of me. You know, someone athletic, serious, focused, who's dedicated to the sport. All their publicity, it's made on that, and that's why they like to use me for these kind of things, because I'm the image of that. You know, some of their person, for example, they're more extravagant people, like the skateboarders. You know, sometimes they extravagant party animal, and they're gonna be promoting another brand, you know, that suit them better. You know, and it's good for it. It's not bad or better. It's just different.
And I'm sure over the years, maybe you've picked up a thing or two from some other entrepreneurs, but there are some well-known entrepreneurs who have learned from you. Robert Herjavec is somebody who has mentioned you many times in the past, talking about things he's learned, like power is efficiency. Maybe you can sort of talk about your mindset and how that relays to business leaders and how they think about their life.
The way my business works is this. I'm an athlete first. I'm not a lot of things need to be done around me. Like I don't have the competency to do certain things. But what I do is I hire people that have the competency to do certain jobs. So I need, for example, a tax guy. So I can't do it myself. I need to find a guy that is good for that, for the tax, my tax report and all that, because I'm paid in US and Canada. It's a whole mess. And management, same thing. Lawyers, same thing. So I'm like the CEO of the company, but I have many people that works for me. But that's up to me to hire and to recruit the good people that are on my team. If I make a bad job of recruiting bad people on my team, the whole structure will fall off. So it's very important for me that I, I'm on top, but I can't do that job. I'm gonna find someone who can do it for me. I can't do this. I'm gonna find someone, and it's part of my job to make the research of finding that person that would be the best suit for me.
So we get to see you in Madison Square Garden. Obviously, we've had an opportunity to see you in film as well. You've been pursuing a variety of acting endeavors. What haven't we seen from you that maybe we'll continue to see from you in the future?
Well, I'm not sure. I love fighting. Acting, that's another thing. You're giving a good example. There's managers that are in sport, that are fighting manager, they're competent in sport, but that doesn't mean they're good in acting. Acting, it's a different ball game, So it's so many people. So sometimes people, they see an athlete, they think its brand is only him. But it's so many people behind that do the hard work. It's a teamwork. All my success I have in my career, it's because of the teamwork. I've choose carefully my team, but there's a lot of people behind the scene that people don't hear about, but they make an incredible job and make my life easy and make me happy.
Just a final question. I remember Steve Jobs, when he went back to Apple and they were in a lot of financial trouble, he said it's as important to decide what products you don't want to make as the ones that you do make. Looking at your own career and when you step back, there was so much going on in your life, and to just hit the pause button and take a breather, what was that like for you to just sort of reevaluate your situation?
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, to know yourself. You need to step away to try to see the bigger picture. Sometimes you don't know what you want to do in your life, and I took some time off, see what I really wanted to do, Sometimes when you're doing something, you're not realize that you love what you're doing. It's when you stop doing it that you missed it. The same thing when you're in love with a person, you're in love with a girl, you're with her, you don't realize sometimes that you love her until you lose her. Then you're like, man, I really love that girl, I want to be with her, And same thing in life, sometimes you're in your job because the stress, there's no perfect job, so the stress and all the inconvenience of it make you think that you're not happy. But in reality, if you don't have that, you will be missing it.